The backstory of Laboon, the burning funeral of the Going Merry, that time when Ace was killed by a Kainu after just being saved. All of these moments pale in comparison to the death of everyone's favorite pig-nosed dragon, Ryunosuke. A moment of silence, please. Okay, that's done. Zo time! It's awesome! Lots of crazy shit happening in this week's episode of One Piece. Top hat wearing monkeys falling out of the sky, Zoro fighting against a bunny girl with a clawed glove, and a dog girl riding on a giant crocodile boar. Let me be blunt. To me personally, this wasn't a perfect episode of One Piece because like the first 15 minutes is all devoted to watching Ryunosuke the dragon climb up an elephant's leg, but what made it really work were just all of the little small funny moments. How long it actually took them to climb up this damn thing. Not to mention, both Kanjuro and Kinemon are knocked off thanks to this random monkey which just falls out of the sky landing right into their faces. This is apparently a member of the Mink tribe, the inhabitants of the island of Zo, who are a bunch of hybrid human-animal people. That's right, my friends, we're going into the furry zone. Right into the furry zone, it's really fucked up. So Kinemon and Kanjuro are completely separated from the group and they're going to have to climb up this elephant's leg the old-fashioned way, while the rest of the Straw Hat Pirates are riding on Ryunosuke, cheering him on as they make their way to the top. There's a lot of great moments, most of which are provided by Luffy when he starts to fall off. I love the scene where he falls right into Usopp's hands, only knowing that he grabs his bag, and Luffy still continues to fall. There's something very Looney Tunes-esque about all of that. That and just the fact that the Straw Hat Pirates get, like, really enamored and close to Ryunosuke, especially Nico Robin, who thinks it's the most adorable thing that she has ever seen, and that alone itself is also pretty freaking adorable. When they finally make it to the top, Ryunosuke suddenly has to disappear because his purpose has been fulfilled. And at first they make it like one of those stereotypical moments in One Piece where they say goodbye to a friend and they're all crying like blubbering idiots. Except, of course, for Zoro and Law, because, of course, they're badasses. They don't even look at explosions when they walk away from them. They're men on a mission. But this scene is great because it sort of does poke fun at all of those ridiculous, over-the-top crying moments in One Piece, and I really love it. It's a fantastic scene. And this is finally when we arrive on the island of Zo, and I have to say this. It is strikingly gorgeous. Compared to the way it looks in the manga version, which is all black and white, I had no idea that this was going to be set at sunset, and it just gives this gloriously beautiful look that makes this arc all the more distinctive. And it's going to get even crazier when we have the introduction of the Mink tribe. So all the Straw Hats are making their way into the island of Zo, which is this massive civilization on this elephant's back. And Luffy, of course, decides to run ahead, and the other group suddenly gets stopped because they feel like they're being watched. Not only that, but apparently it looks like something really big just went down in this area, some sort of big battle that is still fresh in the air, when suddenly Zoro is attacked by a member of the Mink tribe, a bunny girl by the name of Carrot, who effortlessly actually dodges his sword attacks and even manages to surprise him. She's wearing this glove which is covered in claws, and she's kick-ass and adorable all at the same time. She's joined by another character who is this dog girl who is riding on this massive crocodile boar-like monster, which is just huge and crazy and insane, and it's a great introduction to the island of Zo, which frankly just looks gorgeous, especially in this sunset setting. The most distinctive thing about it also has got to be that tree, which is in the shape of a massive whale which is jumping out of the water. This is going to be a beautiful and super fun arc, and there's going to be a lot of great action scenes to look forward to, so let's stay tuned for that. So what's the rundown on this week's episode of One Piece? I loved this one, despite the fact that most of the episode was devoted to Ryunosuke and him just climbing up that damn elephant's leg. But I'll be damned if everything didn't just look so beautiful and atmospheric in this episode. I really loved this one. I loved the art direction. I had no idea it was going to be set during this time of day, and it just makes everything seem so much more gorgeous. I love it! Now, another thing that's really great about this episode is that we finally get to see the Mink tribe in action, and we get to see a couple different members of the race, which is really cool, and it really shows how diverse they're going to be. You have the monkey at the beginning of the episode, who's introduced when they're talking about this other new character, who's going by the name of Raizo. Raizo is a ninja, who is the friend of Kinemon and Kanjuro, and they're looking for this guy. I read the manga, so I already know what Raizo is going to be like, so I'm not going to say anything about him yet. What I will say is just strap yourselves in, it's going to be fun. this episode had a lot of really weird things going on in it, a lot of great comedy moments, and some really cool kick-ass One Piece action at the end. And that's always been, I think, one of the greatest things about One Piece, how they can be really goofy looking and super cartoony, and also just really exciting and action-packed all at the same time. It's really hard to pull off, but I think they did a great job of that in this week's episode. Just the sense of discovery and new things is what's so great about this one right here, especially because we have just been in Dressrosa for so freaking long. So this is just purely refreshing. Lots of great moments, too many great scenic moments, not just the island itself, that moment where they panned out and you saw the elephant in the sunset, it just looked great. It looked like a friggin' painting. Everything was pretty fantastic in this week's episode of One Piece, and it gives me a lot of hope for the rest of the Zou arc, an arc that I'm really looking forward to, and you should too if you're a fan of the One Piece series. I'm giving this week's episode right here a 4 out of 5. The first half of the episode was a little slow, but still, there were a lot of gorgeous moments, lots of funny moments, and tons of action and cool new characters in this week's awesome episode of One Piece. But if any of you guys did watch this week's episode, why don't you tell me what you thought about it in the comment section below. What did you think about the introduction of the island of Zou? What do you think of the Mink tribe themselves? Do you think this carrot chick is going to be really, really powerful? What do you want to see from these brand new characters in the rest of the Zou arc? You guys are awesome. Thank you for watching this video. I cannot thank you enough for that. If you want to help support Super Kami Guru 9000, the easiest way to do that is to simply like this video, share it with your friends, and subscribe to the channel. That's right, my friends. Thank you again for watching, and as always, stay dandy, baby.